You see the textbook I'm sharing on the screen, right? Good. All right, everyone, then let's begin the class. You're gonna be teaching the lesson from Unit 1 to Unit 3, and next week, uh, Perea and Gigi are going to present the next two units, so the next two chapters of the next two units, 4 and 5. Everyone, look at Unit 1, and the title of the unit is about verb tenses. How many tenses are there in English, everyone?
The actual tense, teacher.
You're right, there are 12 tenses. And yeah, the use of the tenses depends on the time that the action happened and also the aspect of the action. And when we talk about tense, we focus on time, and there are three big times: past, present, and future. Yes, some action happen in the past, so we use the past tense, and some action happen now or happen in the present moment, so we use present tenses, and some action haven't or some event haven't happened yet, and it will happen or it is going to happen, so we use the future tenses. And when we talk about the aspect, yeah, there are four aspects: simple, continuous, perfect, and perfect continuous. Can you tell me some features of the simple aspect? I mean, what kind of event or what kind of action do you think it is in the simple aspect? We don't talk about the 10 here, we just focus on the aspect of the action. When you understand all the four aspects and you know the features of each aspect, and you just combine the aspect with the time, so you can choose the correct time for the action or for the event. Like you know that it is the simple aspect and it happened now, you just combine it with the present, and then you choose present simple to talk about that action. And if it happened in the past, you choose past simple. If that thing will happen in the future, you choose future simple. Like for example, one of the features of the simple aspect is habit. So when you talk about the habit in the past, you use past simple. You talk about the habit now, you use present simple. And when you want to talk about the habit that the habit that will happen sometime in the future, you use future simple. Can you give me the other aspects of simple, everyone? I mean, the other features of the simple aspect. We don't talk about the tenant. We just focus on the aspect in general. Like, what kind of features do we use? I mean, do we categorize into the simple aspect? Aspect in how something happened, and simple how what kind of action or how something happened that we categorize it into the simple aspect. As I have mentioned earlier, and I have written an example, one of the features of the simple aspect is habit. When you want to talk about the habit, uh, you use simple aspect. Like you want to talk about the habit now, you just combine it with the time, like now, present. So when you want to talk about the habit now, you use present simple, and you talk about the habit in the past, you use past simple. And when you want to talk about the habit that will happen sometime in the future, you use future simple. Hmm. You're right. The other features of Yeah, the first features of the simple is habit or routine, and the second one about the general fact or something that is a fact or the general truth. So if the general choose of the fact is in the present, we use present simple. The fact in the past, we use past simple. And if you think that thing will be the fact sometime in the future, you just future simple. Any other feature we want about the simple? You have it, general fact or choose, and we use simple aspect for something that is permanent, right? I mean something that is true for a long time or something that is a long time. We use present. We use a simple aspect, and the other one we use simple aspect for one complete whole event. One complete whole event here refer to one complete thing. We use present simple. Like I go to school. This one is one complete event. Yeah, these are the four features of the simple aspect that you should keep in mind. And when you see the action is in one of the four features, you need to choose the simple. If that action happened in the past, you choose past simple. In the present, use present simple. In the future, use future simple. And and can you tell me the features of the continuous aspect? Everyone, can you tell me what kind of action we categorized into the future? I'm sorry, the continuous aspect. Continuous, complete, one complete whole event or not complete whole event, everyone? Yes, we focus on something in progress, not a complete whole event. When we talk about one complete whole event, we use simple and something in progress. I mean, you focus on the progress of the action. Well, the main focus is the progress of the action. You use continuous, not simple. Simple means a complete whole, and something that is not a complete whole, it is in progress. We use the continuous. Progress in the past, we use past continuous. Progress now, we use present continuous. Progress in sometime in the future, we use future continuous. You get it, everyone? And how about perfect? Can you tell me the features of a perfect? Perfect in a general meaning mean no mistake, right? Something that is flawless or it doesn't have a mistake. Yeah, that thing is perfect. But in grammar, we focus on the word perfect in grammar and what does it and what does it mean? The word perfect in grammar. Yeah, yeah. Experience and answer this action. We talk about the specific tense, present perfect. You're right. We use present perfect to talk about Anthony's action or experience. And how about the other perfect tenses like past perfect or future perfect? So we don't talk about one specific tense here. We just focus on the word perfect in general in grammar and what is the features of the perfect in grammar. Yeah, perfect means before everyone. We use perfect tenses for something that happened before. Before now, present, perfect. Before something in the past, past perfect. And before something in the future, we use future perfect. We don't talk about the present perfect. As I have mentioned earlier, we are not talking about one specific tense. We just talk about one specific aspect. We talk about the word perfect in general. Uh, you can say like in present perfect, you can like the past action to the present because you talk about something in the past that has the connection to the present moment or to the present time. But we talk about the word perfect in general, and if we use past perfect doesn't has nothing to do with the present, so we cannot use past perfect to connect the two events in the past to the present because past perfect just focus on something in the past, and it has nothing to do for the present moment. So when we talk about the word perfect in general, perfect means before. And when we use perfect tenses to talk about something that happened before something in the past, we use past perfect. Before something in the present, we use present perfect. And before something in the future, we use future perfect. Like for example, I will have finished this project by Friday. And what does the sentence mean? It means I will do it on Friday or I will finish it before Friday. Yeah, I'm gonna repeat the example. I will have finished this project by Friday. I will have finished this project by Friday. And I would like to ask, I will do it on Friday or I'll complete or I finish this project before Friday. Yeah, finish before Friday. So yeah, back to the meaning of the word perfect. Perfect means something before. When something happened before, we use perfect tenses. Before something in the past, we use past perfect. Like right, everyone, we use past perfect to talk about one past action that happened before another past action or past event. So when you focus on something that happened before, we use perfect. You get it? Yeah, and let's talk about the last aspect of the verb tenses. Uh, Perfect continuous. So there are two terms here, perfect and continuous. Perfect means, what does perfect mean, everyone? What does the word perfect mean? Before, right? And how about continuous?
In progress, teacher.
Yeah, continuous means in progress, and perfect means before. And when we combine these two terms together, when do we use perfect continuous? If we use perfect continuous for something that is in progress, before another action. Your past perfect, something was in progress before another past event. We use the one action that was in progress before another past event, or one action that was in progress before another past event. Yeah, that progressive action, we use past perfect to talk about it. So when we talk about past perfect continuous, because perfect continuous, we used to talk about something in progress before another action or another time. Can be in the past, in the present, or in the future. In the future, like for example, yeah, before now, I have been teaching for 30 minutes. So I say I've been teaching for 30 minutes. I compare the time that I started teaching to now, and I don't talk about the next 10 minutes. I just focus on the time that I started teaching until now. This action is in progress for 30 minutes. So I just present perfect continuous. You get it, everyone? Good. So I would like to briefly talk about all of the four aspects again. These are the short. This is the shortcut to learn verb tenses in English, or to learn all the tenses in English. You just remember that there are three big times: past, present, and future, and there are four aspects. And you just combine the time and the aspect, and and if you can identify the aspect of the action, you just combine that aspect with the time that the action happened, so you can make up your mind to choose the correct term or the right term for the action. For simple is a simple aspect. The features of the simple aspects are habit or routine, uh, general truth or fact, uh, permanent action, and something that is a complete whole event or complete whole action. And for the continuous, we used to talk about something in progress. Can be in progress now, in progress in the past, or in progress in the future. And perfect means before. And this is the main purpose of using perfect tenses. We use perfect tenses to talk about the action that happened before something, before another action, or before a specific time. Before now, we use present perfect. Before something in the past, we use past perfect. And before something in the future, we use future perfect. And for the perfect continuous, there are two terms here, perfect and continuous. Perfect means before and continuous mean in progress. So you can use perfect continuous to talk about something in progress before a specific time or before another action. So everyone, when you want to decide the tense for the action, you should focus on the aspect of that action or of that event. And if you can identify the aspect, you just combine the aspect with the time, you can choose the right tense or the correct tense for the action that you are going to talk about or you are going to write. Since the past simple and present perfect are confusing, so I would like to distinguish between these two tenses. What is the difference between past simple and present perfect, everyone? We use present perfect to talk about something in the past, and we can also use past simple to talk about something in the past. And there are two types of past events. I would say definite past and indefinite past. Which one we use past simple and which one we use present perfect? We use past simple for the definite past or indefinite past, or and we use present perfect for the definite past or for the indefinite past. Yeah, completed the definite time expression, right? Mhm. Definite past here refers to the past event that completed with a definite time expression. I mean, with a certain time expression. And indefinite past here means the past action that happened and completed in the past, and the certain time expression is not known or the certain time expression is not important. So, which one we use past simple and which one we use present perfect?
Yes, teacher, we use past simple with definite past and you present perfect with indefinite past.
Very good. Everyone, we use past simple for the definite past means something happened in the past with the certain time expression or the definite time expression. And we use present perfect for something that happened in the past and the time expression is not known or the time expression is not important to be mentioned in the sentence. So we use present perfect. Remember, we want past simple, focus on when something happened. And we use present perfect for what has happened. When you focus on what has happened in your life or in someone's life or something that has happened, you use present perfect. And when you want to focus on when something happened, you use past simple. Present perfect focus on the experience, not the time. And past simple, we focus on the time, not the experience. You get it, everyone? So this is the difference between these two confusing tenses. Uh, Present simple, sorry, present perfect and past simple. Past simple for when something happened. When you focus on the time, not the experience, use past simple. And when you focus on the experience, not the time, something has happened or what has happened, we use present perfect. Or when something happened, we use past simple. And since we can use both present perfect simple and present perfect continuous to talk about something that happened in the past, has continued to the present, and might continue in the future. So when do we use present perfect simple and when do we use present perfect continuous? What I mean was that Both present perfect simple and present perfect continuous can be used to talk about the action that happened in the past, is continue to the present, and may be continuing for some time in the future. And since both of them can be used for this kind of action, so how do we choose the correct term between present perfect simple and present perfect continuous? Can you tell me the difference? Hello, everyone. Who can tell me the difference between present perfect simple and present perfect continuous? Because both of them can be used to talk about something in the past that has continued, something that happened in the past has continued to the present and may be continuing for some time in the future. Then both of them can be used for this kind of action. So how do we know when to use present perfect simple and when to use present perfect continuous? Hmm. Thank you for your answer. Yeah, I'm gonna point out some important points or some important notice that you should note in order to distinguish between the two tenses, present perfect simple and present perfect continuous. Present perfect simple focuses on the quantity. Quantity here refers to the number of, like for example, I have written 3 books. Means since I start writing the book until now, I started writing the book until now, I have written 3 books. 3 book here we focus on the quantity. When the focus is on the quantity, we use present perfect simple. And when the focus is on the duration, like for example, I have been writing for 20 hours. So since I started writing until now, it is 20 hours. So I use present perfect continuous. This is the first thing you have to note to distinguish between the simple, perfect simple and present perfect continuous. Present perfect simple for quantity and present perfect continuous uh, for duration. If the focus is on the duration, we use present perfect continuous. And if the main focus is on the quantity, we use present perfect simple. You get this point? And the other one is present perfect simple for a complete whole event. Like for example, someone has eaten my sandwich. It means that all the sandwich is completely gone. And if you use present perfect continuous for something in progress, that is not a complete whole event. Like someone has been eating my sandwich. What does the sentence mean? All the sandwich is gone, completely gone, or all the uh, uh, some sandwiches left. Yeah, the first one, someone has eaten my sandwich. This one is in present perfect simple, and the meaning is that all the sandwiches completely gone. And the second example is with present perfect continuous. Someone has been eating my sandwich. All the sandwich is completely gone, or some part of the sandwich is left. Yes, some still left because continuous not a complete whole event. Everyone remember, continuous is not a complete whole event. It is focused on the progress. Some part of the sandwich is missing, but some part is left. So we use present perfect continuous for something that is not a complete whole event, something that is in progress, and we use present perfect simple for something that is a complete whole event. Like for example, Dara has painted the wall. It means that you can see that the wall is new and everything is done. I mean, the wall is Dan and Dara already changed the clothes, and we use present perfect simple because this action is a complete whole event. And if we say Dara has been painting the wall, you can see the new wall. I mean, the color of the wall is new, but when you look at Dara, he hasn't changed the clothes yet. We still can see some paints on his clothes. So we use present perfect continuous because it is not a complete whole event. You see the difference between the two tenses, everyone? Present perfect simple and present perfect continuous. Yeah, the first one, quantity and duration, and the second one, a complete whole event and not a complete whole event. I mean something in progress. One complete whole event, present perfect simple, something in progress, perfect continuous. The second one, the second unit about verb forms. You list the forms of verbs, everyone in English? Your verb has verb ing, else. Any other forms of the verbs you know besides verb ing? Your have verb ed, is or es, else. We have the base form of the verb, right? Verb has the base form, verb one, verb two, verb three, verb ing, and two infinitive verb, right? Yeah, these are the forms of the verb. When do we use verb and it as, es, or is? Yes, we use this verb for present simple with the subject. What kind of subject do we use this form of the verb?
Singular subject, teacher.
Very good. We use it for third person singular subject. Third person singular subject. We use this form of the verb with as, es, or ies. And how about verb two, verb past simple? When do we use verb past simple? Yeah, past simple verb we use it in the positive sentence of passive voice. Remember, everyone, you use the two verb past simple only in the positive sentence of past simple. If the sentence is not a positive sentence, we cannot use the past simple. We cannot use the past simple verb. For the negative, we use the base form of the verb. For the question, we use the base form of the verb. We don't use the past simple verb. So we use past simple verb or verb two only in the positive sentence of past, isn't it? Yes. And how about the base form of the main verb? We can say the base form of the verb or infinitive without to. Even though we use the infinitive without to or the base form of the main verb. Yeah, we use after the modal verbs in the question of the present simple, past simple, in the negative of present simple, past simple. Yeah, we use the base form of the main verb. And when do we use verb ing? Very good. We use ing for the continuous tense and some other certain verbs, right? When we talk about verb patterns, some certain verbs require verb ing as complement, and some certain verb require to infinitive as complement. So we can use verb ing for the continuous tenses like in present continuous, past continuous, future continuous, present perfect continuous, or past perfect continuous, or future perfect continuous. So in every continuous tense, we use verb ing. And the other use of the verb ing is after some certain verbs. Because in English, according to the verb patterns rule, some certain verb require verb to infinitive as complement, and some certain verb require verb ing as complement. Like for example, the word enjoy. When you use the verb after enjoy, you have to use verb ing. This is about verb pattern. So this is the uses of verb ing in English, and you can also use verb ing to be the subject in case that there's no noun and it has only the verb, and you want that verb to be the subject of the sentence. You change that verb to verb ing to verb ing. These are some important uses of verb ing in English. Get it?
Yes, teacher.
And how about verb three? The perfect we use imperfect and
Passive voice.
passive voice. You're right. We use past participle for past, sorry, for perfect and passive voice. Every passive sentence, the main verb must be in verb three, and every perfect tense, uh, and in present perfect or past perfect, you use past participle, verb past participle. So we use verb three or verb past participle for perfect tenses and for the passive tenses. Well, if we want, these are the verb forms, and suppose if we want to know the different forms of the verbs and the use of each, I mean the uses of each form of the verb accordingly, because verb is very important in English sentence. When we give the definition of the verb sentence, sentence is a group of verbs. I'm sorry, a group of words that must have a subject and a verb, and it must have a complete meaning. So verb must exist in every English sentence. Yeah, that's why that I have said that verb is very important. That's why that you need to identify all forms of the verbs and use the different forms of the verb according to the tense or according to I mean uh, what the sentence needs of that verb in your sentences. Get it? Yes. Every sentence must have a verb. If we detail is a verb, and the other parts of the words that complete the meaning of the verb called predicate. Predicate means verb followed by the other words after the verb. All of these words together called predicate. Um, and that's why that I have said that every sentence must have a verb. Without a verb, it is not a complete sentence. This is the meaning uh, of the sentence. You can say a sentence is a combination of a subject and a predicate. Yeah, you can say that because the predicate, yeah, in the predicate, it must have a verb and the other words after the verb. All of them together called predicates. In the last unit, I'm going to be talking about the modal verbs in one and for unit four. This unit will be presented by Periak next week, and passive verb will be presented by Gigi next week. Everyone, can you give some examples of the modals? Can anyone give some examples of the modals? You're right. Mm-hmm. Any other models, you know? Yeah, you're right. Have to. Have is an auxiliary verb, not a modal verb. And have to, then you can group it into the modal verb. But have alone is not. Do, have, and be are the auxiliary verbs. They are not the modal verbs. Auxiliary verbs are used to create tenses or you choose to create tenses. Question and negative. And for the modal verb, we don't use modal verb to create tenses, question or negative. We use modal verb to add the meaning to the main verb. When you want to create the meaning of the main verb, you use the modal. Like for example, run. And then I want to add the meaning that I have the ability to run. So I use the modal. I can run. I can run here is not about the tense. The focus is not about the tense, but the focus is on the meaning. And when you want to add the meaning, you want to create the meaning of the main verb, you use the modal. And when you want to create the tenses, you use auxiliary. You see the difference between auxiliary and modal, everyone. Auxiliary do, have, and verb to be to create tenses. We use be to create passive and continuous. We use do yeah, to form the negative and question of the present simple and past simple. And we use have to form the perfect tenses. However, we don't use modal verb to create tenses. We use modal verb to create the meaning of the verb. Like for example, sing. This is one action, and I want to add the meaning to that one. Like I have the ability to sing very well, so I can say I can sing very well. To add the meaning to show the ability of that of the action in the specific verb. So we use models to create the meaning of the main verbs, not to create the tenses. And there are different types of models that you need to use according to their meaning, because different models have different meanings. And according to the meanings that you want, according to the meanings that you want to create, that you want to add to the main verb, you have to choose the model accordingly. What are the models we use to talk about the ability? What models do we use to talk about the ability? Yeah, we can use be able. Beable, actually, beable is not a model, but it has the meaning of the model, but it is not a model, but it has the meaning of the model, and it is not a model. However, you can group it as the modal verb because it has the meaning as the modal verb, and it is used to create the meaning of the main verb. We can use beable, we can use can and could, right? Can we use to talk about could we use to talk about the general ability in the we use can to talk about the general ability in the present, could to talk about the general ability in the past, and be able to talk about the general ability in the future. In the future, because we cannot use two models one after another, and be able is not a model. It is the simple verb or the common verb, but it has the meaning of the model, and we use it to talk about the general ability in the future after will. For example, you are learning to play the guitar and you think next month you will be able to play the guitar. And we cannot say I will can play the guitar next month because will is a model and can is a model. And in English, the use of the two models after one another is not acceptable. It is grammatically incorrect. You get it, everyone? And what are the form? I'm sorry. What form of the verb do we use after the model?
By form, teacher.
Right, base form of the main verb. We use the base form of the main verb after the model. After the model, we use the base form of the main verb, and we use the model to add the meaning of you to add the meaning to the main verb. We don't use the modal to create the tenses or to make the tenses. Yes, some model has the past form like can. The past of can is could. And mass, the past of mass, past of
had
mass
to.
is had could. Right? And these two model have the past form. And how like should? Can you find the past form of should? That should have the past form. We use should for advice, and that should have the past form. No, right? Can, the past of can is could, and the past of must is had to. And what is the past of should? Does it have?
Is it short?
Hmm? No, no, shall is not a past of should. Yes, some model have the past form like can, could, must, had to, will, would, may, might, for example. And some models uh, some model don't have the past form, and if you want to use the model verb to talk about the past action or something in the past, we use what is the form of the model if you want to use it to talk about something in the past or the past action.
We use modal plus have plus verb participle.
You're right. Yeah, this is the forms of the model that we use to talk about something in the past. You need to use model followed by perfect infinitive. Yeah, this is called perfect infinitive. Have followed by verb 3 is called perfect infinitive. So when you want to use the modal verb to talk about something in the past, like should, for example, you uh, you have to use the form of the perfect infinitive after the modal have followed by verb 3 to talk about something in the past because those model don't have the past form. For the model that have the past form, it's okay. You can use the past form of that model to talk about something in the past. However, with the models that don't have the past form, you cannot use the model followed by the base form of the main verb. You use model followed by the base form of the main verb to talk about something in the present or to talk about something in the future. And with the model that is the model that has the past form, you can use that past form with the base form of the main verb to talk about something in the past. When the model doesn't have the past form and you want to use it to talk about something in the past, you cannot use the base form of the main verb. You have to use the perfect infinitive after the model to talk about something in the past. You get it, everyone? You get what I mean here? And do we use model to talk about something that is a fact, or we use a model to talk about something related to the speaker's opinion or belief or thought? We use the model verb to talk about something that is a fact, or we use modal verb to talk about something that is about the speaker or the writer opinion, belief, or thought. I don't ask for the specific model. I talk about the modal verbs in general. We use modal verbs to talk about something that is a fact, or we use model verb to talk about something that is about the speaker's behavior or belief or opinion. Like for example, Dara was absent yesterday, and Dara texted you and he told you that he was sick. And when the teacher asked you why Dara did not come to class yesterday, you use the model to talk about this action that Dara was absent, or you use the model to talk about it that Dara was sick. So for this one, it is a fact because Dara told you, and it is not about what you think. It is not about your opinion or your attitude. So we don't use the model to talk about the stuff like that. We use the models to talk about only something that related to the speaker's opinion or attitude. If something is a fact or something that is true, we don't use the models. You get it, everyone?
Yes, teacher.
Like for example, after someone's running for about 1 hour, or like what they has been running for 1 hour, and when would they stop, you say uh, she must be tired. We use the model here to show our opinion. It is not true. If it is a habit, like she used to run 2 hours, and today she just ran only 1 hour, so she might not be tired, but based on our opinion, we say she must be tired. And we use must here to express the high possibility, or the possibility that is high. And this is our opinion, not true. If what they told you, so you say what they is tired because she told you that she's tired, she's tired. But if we just express our opinion, our attitude, or our belief, we use the model, uh, not a specific verb tense. So we say she must be tired. You get it, everyone, about the use of the model here. So to sum up about the use of the models, we use model the the base form of the main verb. Your model must be followed by the base form of the main verb. Even to use the perfect infinitive, you need to use the base form of have. You cannot use has after the model. You need to use the base form of the verb after the model. And we use model to create the meaning or to add the meaning to the main verb, uh, not to create tenses. And since there are different types of model according to their meaning, because model have many different meanings, and one model cannot be used in all situations. In different situations, we use different models. So you have to decide the use of the model according to the meaning that you want to add to the main verb. Some model have the past form, and some model don't have the past form. For the models that don't have the past form, you use the perfect infinitive after the model to talk about something in the past. Like when you want to talk about the regret, you can use would followed by perfect infinitive. And you talk about the past advice, you should follow by the perfect infinitive. And we don't use model to talk about something that is a fact. We use model to talk about something that is about the speaker's opinion or the speaker's attitude. If something is a fact, we don't use model. If that thing is true or that thing is fact, we just use the verb tense or the specific verb tense accordingly. If something that is a fact for the past, you use past simple. For the present now, use present simple. For the future, use future simple. And we use model only for something that related to the attitude or the opinion of the speaker. Or if we are the speaker, we use we use the model to express our opinion, our attitude with the verb. So the model is not used for something that is true, something that is a fact. We use models to talk about something related to the attitude or the opinion. So everyone, when you make up your mind to choose the models to in your sentences, you have to focus on the meaning and choose the model according to the meaning that you want to add to the main verb, and make sure you use model with the correct form. I mean, especially the verb that comes after the model, and the model for the present and the model for the past. The model for the present followed by the base form, the main verb, and the model for the past followed by the perfect infinitive verb and verb past participle after. Sorry, model have followed by verb past participle. Well, everyone, that's it for the 3 units. And for the next 2 units, these 2 units will be presented by your classmate, Tere and Gigi. And make sure you're ready for your presentation next week, Tere and Gigi. And I would like to say thank you, everyone, for your participation and your presence today. And I'm going to live I'm going to live teaching next week, and then I would like to say goodbye. Then see you all next week again. Hmm? It depends on it depends on your the lessons that you have prepared or the lesson that you would like to include and present to your classmate and to me.
And
If the
teacher,
lesson is short, you can finish it in just 30 minutes or 10 minutes. Or if the lesson is long, your presentation can be up to 1 hour or 1 hour and a half accordingly.
teacher, you mean that two group present
This
on.
one is individual presentation and two students for 1 week.
Okay, yeah, I got it, teacher.
Next week, two students will be doing their presentation for Unit 4 and Unit 5, Peter and Gigi. And the week after, there will be the next two students.
Okay, I see, teacher. Thank you.
Goodbye.